Hello everyone, my name is Danielle Swisher and I am the author of Murder on Hallows Eve and Other Short Stories. But also, today I'm going to talk with you about my latest book, which is the Europe Blogs, which is the first installment of a book series that I have entitled The Adventures of Travis and Astrid. To give you a little idea of what this series is going to be about, and you as the reader are introduced to this in the first book, is basically the fact that Travis and Astrid are backpackers. They're travelers, and basically we're going to see how travel impacts their life, but also to how the people you meet as you travel change you. It's really a story about friendship. It's a story about self-discovery, about coming of age, and about discovering oneself and one's place in life. And we see this story evolve as the series goes on. And of course, what's also attractive about the series is the fact that Travis and Astrid will be traveling literally all over the world. So there's going to be like 8 to 10 books, basically to cover as many regions of the world as possible. Ideally, I want them to travel the entire world throughout the series. But in book 1, they are in Europe, which, especially when you read the back of the book and you realize where both Travis and Astrid are from, you're wondering, well, why did you start in Europe, Danielle? Why didn't you have these characters backpack through Asia, or through the United States, or through South America? Well, the reason why I started with Europe was not only because of my own personal experience. I studied abroad in France for 9 months during the 2006-2007 school year, and I myself traveled to at least 7-8 countries during that time period. And in fact, I've just released a memoir through CreateSpace about these experiences, because they have very much influenced all my writing. Some of the short stories, like The Sunbathers and Murder on Hallows Eve and Other Short Stories, are inspired by my time living abroad in France and traveling through Europe. And the Travis and Astrid series is especially inspired by not only my time living in Europe, but traveling through Europe and throughout the United States in my life. And the people I've met too. Travis and Astrid are both based on real people that I met. They're a conglomeration of 3 or 4 men and women that I've met in my time. I knew a lot of Swedish women when I was traveling. They were all heterosexual from what I knew. The lesbian aspect of Astrid is actually inspired by friends I have and acquaintances I have met in the United States over the years. Travis is inspired by 2 gentlemen from Edinburgh that I met at a hostel in Krakow back in 2006, and so he's a conglomeration of those 2 gentlemen, as well as several other men that I've met over the past 7-8 years. Young men from various countries, so that's pretty much where Travis came from. And Astrid, well, I've been to Norway. I've known Norwegians too, so that's part of the reason why she starts out at the University of Oslo. But anyways, I figured it would be stronger to tell the story of Europe in particular, but also of the other regions of the world, by using characters that are from European countries. And I wanted something that was, I wanted characters that were somewhat relatable to the kind of people you encounter when you travel and when you backpack. You meet people from all over the world and from different backgrounds, different educational and career paths, but also another thing is the reasons why they travel. And people tend to be very friendly and a little bit more open to socialize with other people when they are traveling rather than not, because of the fact that, you know, they normally will, if they don't know the person very well, they will normally socialize with them. I've never seen anything like that, and I wanted to capture that in this book, and I figured that would also help to put into place how and why two characters as diverse as Travis and Astrid could ever become friends, could ever foster a relationship of any kind, and have what will become a long-lasting friendship. And that's what we're going to see grow in the next book. I'm already working on the second book, which takes place in the United States. That's all I'm going to really tell you for right now. You'll be able to see more of how the book, how you're going to get an idea of what the second book is going to sound like through some of the hints that are given towards the second, later half of the Europe Blogs. Another thing I wanted to note about the Europe Blogs is that the narrative style of the book is written more like a web blog, like a travel blog. And the reason why I chose this was because travel blogging is a fad right now. It's a very strong and powerful way for people to, in the 21st century, not only to dialogue and record their experiences while traveling, but also to reach a wider range of people and even to keep more in contact with the people they know. Travel blogging has almost become the modern day version of sending a postcard. And but also too, it's a way to share your experiences without necessarily publishing a book. And so I wanted to capture this phenomenon. I wanted to capture this genre, this writing genre, which was easy since I myself have my own travel blog. I'm Citizen of the World on travelblog.org if you want to read my blogs. And in fact, I could just convert my blogs into my memoir, which is a Florida cracker in Europe. And I hope to publish more memoirs of my travels in the future. But anyways, so that is pretty much why the narrative is the way it is. And what might be a little confusing to the reader at first is that we have two first-person narratives. We have Travis and Astrid both narrating their own stories. And the reason why I did this is that I want you as the reader to imagine that you are following both of their blogs and that you're reading them both at the same time. But they're occurring at, especially at the first part of the book when they haven't met yet, The when they haven't met yet, that basically the blogs are happening simultaneously at the same time, but of course not when both characters are in the same scene. What basically ties them together is the fact that both are traveling for a year. Both are from European countries. Travis from the UK, Astrid from Sweden. And that the reason why they're traveling a year is that they're trying to discover who they are, trying to understand their region, and trying to figure out what they want to do with their careers for the rest of their lives. Travis, of course, has a lot more to go than Astrid does. Astrid knows that she wants to go to graduate school. She wants to get her PhD, something relevant to her classics bachelor's degree back from the University of Oslo. But Travis himself, he's just been working at his dad's fish and chip shop, and he hasn't really figured out what to do with his life at all. And that is one thing that's really, I find very moving about this story, is the fact that we see Travis transform from what seems like a deadbeat to a man who finally gets hold of his own destiny, of his own life, and finally figures out that what career he wants, and even decides that he's going to go on to college, which is amazing. That's how much this traveling experience changes him, but also too his friendship with Astrid changes him, and likewise he influences her too to a certain point, as does the countries and the places they travel to as well, and the people they meet along the way. There are a lot of characters that Travis and Astrid will meet along the way from all over the world, and I plan on bringing them back in other volumes of this series. So anyways, if that's all I really have to say right now about the Europe Blogs and the Adventures of Travis and Astrid series. If you are interested in purchasing the book, it is available now for sale on Amazon.com as a paperback. The paperback's about $12. The Kindle version is $6. And I hope in the future to have this book available to other stores. So in the meantime, thanks for watching, and please stay tuned to my YouTube channel for more information on the Adventures of Travis and Astrid series, as well as any upcoming appearances that I will do, and also my future projects, and also too, I'll get some reading samples soon of the new book, and also stay tuned for information about my memoir as well. So thank you so much, have a nice day, and I look forward to hearing and seeing from you soon. Thank you so much.